Yeah, you know what? Might as well check this out.
Dead by Daylight
Backroom
is a
stuff?
relatively fun game.
I'll do it on
well, as long
what?
as you ignore the camping, tunneling, teabagging,
I'll do it
slugging,
tonight. If I
smack-talking,
stream
stream
tonight,
sniping,
I'll do
sore
it. I want to
losing,
get
sore
spooked
winning,
then.
death threatening, doxing, and
I'm just trying to find
but
funny
aside from
stuff
that,
now.
Pretty fun. Every single gamer has experienced some form of toxicity, but there's just something
I'm gonna
about
have to
DBD
leave
in
soon
particular that
anyways.
seems to bring the worst out of people. So let's take a look at why that is. At its core, Dead by Daylight is an asymmetrical game. There's one player taking the role of killer facing off against 4 survivor players. The killer's goal is to hook and kill, and the survivor's goal is to,
That's who I play.
survive. Specifically by repairing generators to power up the exit gate. The number one thing that separates Dead by Daylight from other online games is without a doubt, tribalism.
Tribalism?
Ever since the dawn of man,
Oh no.
early humans found safety and comfort in numbers. It was much easier to live together than it was being alone. You get to have each other's back, share food, have company, and a bear is less likely to eat you in your sleep. Flash forward to today, and tribalism still plays a large role in our lives. A big example of this is sports, where there's 2 sides of a game. If you guys know anything about sports, then you know it could get pretty intense.
That makes sense.
The reason
Is he
for
twerking?
that type of hostility is a line of thinking called us versus them, Dodgers versus Giants, progressives versus conservatives, pineapple on pizza enjoyers versus normal people, killers versus survivors. Players that only play one side take their side to heart and as a part of their identity. An attack on one of them is an attack on all of them, and they will defend their side as if their life depended on it. Don't believe me? Just take a look at my TikTok comments. I feel like I have to put on a hazmat suit every time I do that, but why is it like this? Why do people spend hours arguing with complete strangers online over a game that—
Dead by Daylight is, thanks for that. Dead by Daylight's like notoriously known for having a shitty community. Just shitty. Absolutely shitty.
that has a spin-off for
And when
horror
I played
players?
it still was that.
The thing here is that villains aren't often born, they're created. Someone could come into the game and try to be nice and try to have fun, and then they get absolutely steamrolled and BM'd over and over and over again until they just snap and stop being nice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm also guilty of this. I'll go into a tough match and get absolutely outplayed and mocked in endgame chat to the point that I decide I'm gonna go absolutely sicko mode in this next game and completely obliterate these innocent survivors that have never done anything wrong to me. It becomes a real issue though when players take that animosity towards the other side and they surround themselves with that same animosity. A hate bubble, if you will. That's why that type of content works. These survivors love watching killers get frustrated and bullied until they disconnect. Likewise, those killers love seeing bully squads get camped and abused. It's like a fantasy to them. The problem here isn't really the videos though, it's just how seriously the players take the game, or rather,
power trip
how
fantasies.
seriously they take their side of the game. This is why good survivors often use that division to their advantage. I've come across a lot of these myself. After getting stunned by the best player on their team, they'll teabag and click at me like crazy, but they're not really doing it to be toxic or to rub it in my face. In that specific situation, they're doing it to try to antagonize me so that I chase after them. If I do, and they're as good of a survivor as they think they are, then they'll have me right where they want me, distracted. Distracted enough for their team to hurry up and make progress on gens.
Yep.
That's when I take a page out of my dad's playbook and simply walk away. Speaking of books, let's get some clarification on what is and isn't toxic by taking a quick look at the game's rulebook. That's right. There's not one set of actions that everyone agrees is toxic. It changes depending on who you ask.
Gatekeeping.
Dude, why'd you hit me before I had a chance to heal up? Yeah, I know you chased and hooked someone else after I got unhooked, but I'm not fully healed yet. Oh my god, why are you guys body blocking to try to save your teammate that's on their final hook? Ugh. What the heck? I got lucky and hit the 4% chance of unhooking myself and you didn't let me leave? Report it. Oh, come on, why do you have to keep blinding me? These are rules that people get legitimately upset over, and there's many more. But the thing is, a killer isn't going to get punished in-game for not letting a survivor leave through the hatch. Survivors aren't going to get points taken away for being altruistic.
True.
Something that could amplify sour feelings after a match is the fact that you either rank up or down in each game. There's no unranked quick play. For that reason, although there isn't a purely competitive mode, that competitiveness is still there. That also makes players take matches much more seriously. So when somebody doesn't play the way they think the game should be played, they get upset. The way you play is never going to appease everyone. For me personally, I'm a killer main, but I understand the pains of survivors. So I play in what I consider a tough but fair way, because it's how I prefer to play when I'm survivor. Basically, treat others how you want to be treated. That's good advice for life in general. Unless of course you're a masochist, which, if you play this game, you just might be. Additionally, we also have to consider the big Canadian elephant in the room here. It's always super easy to blame the developers over something you don't like because, well, they made the game. When people get upset that their opponent is using a really strong element of the game, that's not on the player. They're just using something that was given to them to use. If something in any game is genuinely too strong,
the back-to-back flashlights,
and
bro.
it's up to them to decide if that strong element needs to be changed and how much to change it. And when it comes to Dead by Daylight specifically, it makes players feel like they need to play a certain toxic way in order to win. That's why it's important for a player.
He's saying a lot of good stuff, and y'all, if anybody plays Dead by Daylight in here, y'all gotta listen to this. I'm not even gonna play the whole video because I feel like you get the gist of it. Support. Let me give some support.
Dead by Daylight is a.
Y'all get it. Y'all get the gist of that.